and welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be speaking on one of the commonly encountered complaint as a gynecologist, and that is leukorrhea. Now what is leukorrhea? Let me break this word and tell you. Leuko is anything related to white color and rhea is to flow or a discharge. So this leukorrhea commonly termed as white discharge. Okay, so if you are having this complaint of white discharge, this video is extremely important to you to know whether it is physiological or pathological. Now we will come to this two types of physiological and pathological leukorrhea later. First, let's look at the few of the predisposing factors that are responsible for leukorrhea. Now let me tell you what is predisposing factors. Well, predisposing factors are such things which are, if present, then you are at higher risk of having leukorrhea. So the first predisposing factor is poor local hygiene. Now what is poor local hygiene? Well, the word itself is self-explanatory. That means if a patient is not washing her vulva regularly, if she is not wearing a washed, clean and completely dried undergarment, then she is at risk of having leukorrhea. Second predisposing factor is completely opposite of what I just now told, and that is excessive washing of vulva or taking internal vaginal douches. Now we do require external vulva to be clean, but taking internal vaginal douches, I get many patients who has habit who are cleanliness freak, and they take twice or thrice internal vaginal douches with various products that are available nowadays. But this is extremely wrong practice because it washes out the protective acidic layer of vagina. The vaginal pH is acidic in nature, and this acidic pH helps in protecting the vagina from outside infections. But if a patient is taking the vaginal douches regularly or frequently, then it washes out this protective layer, making it susceptible for external infections. Next predisposing factor is UTI. If you are having a UTI, that is urinary tract infection, for a longer period of time, and if it is left untreated, then you are at risk of having leukorrhea in future. Next and last predisposing factor is male partner infected with some of the infection. So if a lady is having intercourse with someone who has certain any type of infection, then that lady through intercourse may get infected with that particular infection, and one of the presenting feature will be leukorrhea. So these are the few predisposing factors that if present, then you are at risk of having leukorrhea. Now let's look at the types of the leukorrhea. Leukorrhea could be physiological or it could be pathological. But how to differentiate whether it is physiological or pathological? Well, in this video I am going to help you to understand whether it is physiological or pathological. Coming to the first type, that is physiological leukorrhea. What do you mean by physiological? Physiological leukorrhea is something which occurs due to normally occurring mechanism of your body. That means if physiological leukorrhea is present, you need not be worried. But how this physiological leukorrhea will represent? First of all, it won't be copious. That means the amount of leukorrhea or the amount of discharge will be scanty. It would be more towards watery, or it would be transparent jelly like. It won't be of curdy or yellowish or greenish color. It won't have any offensive smell. Okay, so these are the few features which tells you that this particular discharge is of non-infective origin. Okay, so when do you get this leukorrhea, and when will you come at a diagnosis that this particular leukorrhea is physiological? There are few types in which the leukorrhea occurs physiologically. Those are, first is pregnancy. During pregnancy, the blood supply to the internal organ is increased, and because of that there is certain amount of leukorrhea even this leukorrhea protects the ascending, this discharge even protect, it forms a cervical mucus plug. That means the opening of the uterus or opening of this uterus will be blocked by this cervical mucus plug, and the organism will not be able to ascend into the uterus, protecting the baby as well as mother. Second is premenstrual. Now what do you mean by premenstrual? Premenstrual discharge is that which occurs just prior to infection, just prior to menstruation. Say if your date of menses was 1st of Jan, so you will start getting this particular physiological leukorrhea from say 25th December. It is like that. And next is at the ovulation. What is ovulation? Ovulation is a process by which your egg breaks. So this occurs in the mid cycle. So if you have a 28-day cycle, then the ovulation will occur on 14th day of your cycle. That means at the mid cycle. So if you are getting leukorrhea only at the mid cycle, it is lasting for hardly 1 or 2 days and then subsiding on its own, then you need not be worried. It is physiological leukorrhea. So physiological leukorrhea need not be treated because it is physiological, it is self-restraining, and it will subside after that particular thing has happened. Like leukorrhea in pregnancy will take care of itself once the delivery has taken place. Premenstrual leukorrhea will stop once the menses has started, and the leukorrhea which occurs at ovulation will stop once the ovulation has taken place. Coming to the next type, and that is pathological leukorrhea. Now what is pathological leukorrhea? Pathological leukorrhea occurs when the vagina gets infected with some external organism like Neisseria gonorrhoeae, candidiasis, yeast, or trichomonas infection or syphilis infection. There are various type of organism that can lead to a pathological leukorrhea. What will be the presenting feature? Presenting feature is, the name itself suggests, the white discharge. But what will be the nature of that white discharge? The nature of that white discharge will be, it will have a bad offensive smell, exactly opposite of what we saw in the physiological case. Okay, it will have offensive smell. The discharge could be copious. Copious means large in amount. The patient may need to use a pad to face this particular discharge. Then it may cause vulval pruritus. Now what is vulval pruritus? Vulval pruritus is nothing but the itching at the vulva. Okay, it may be, the color may be curdy, it could be yellowish, or it could be greenish. So if you are having a particular white discharge like this, then you should be worried. It may also cause symptoms like lower pain in abdomen. Occasionally it may lead to fever and all. So if you have this kind of features, then you should be worried and you should immediately see your gynecologist, because this particular discharge is of pathological origin and it needs to be treated. So the details of an online consultation with me are given in the description box. If you have liked this video, please click on the like, share and subscribe button. And if you want me to speak on any particular topic, then please do mention it in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to help you. Till then, bye bye and take care of yourself very well. Bye.